Hi there, this channel has English subtitle by default. In addition, if you go to settings section, you can translate English subtitle into 15 different languages. You can set the subtitle in a desktop or a notebook as well as mobile YouTube for all type of application version. Today we will consider in the Belgian National Museum in Florence two artists from the Renaissance who received great attention in only splendid period. Look at the so-called competition banner, one by sculptor Ghiberti and one by Brunelleschi. These were made for the single most important building in Florence, the baptistry. The Calimala, the guild that included luxury cross importers, was responsible for the decoration of the baptistry. I think that 7 artists were involved in this competition, but ultimately it came down to 2, Brunelleschi and Ghiberti. Each competitor was tasked with creating one quatrefoil, that is, one of these sculptural scenes that were enclosed within a four-lobed shape. And this was to be only one of the series that would depict major scenes from the Bible. 70 years earlier, a set of doors for baptistry was created by Andrea Pisano. So the Florentines are continuing this tradition of decorating the doors for the baptistry. The subject of both of this panel is the same. It's the sacrifice of Esau. It's a story from the Old Testament. God speaks to Abraham and tells him he must sacrifice his beloved son Esau. And in an act of sacrifices, Abraham takes Isaac out, and as we can see in both of these panels, he is ready to slit the child's throat. Happily, God has an angel intervenes, and ram is sacrificed instead. Look first at Brunelleschi. Brunelleschi, who would go on a brilliant career as an architect, as an engineer, and as well after this, Brunelleschi reported that it was a tie with Ghiberti and that he backed out because Brunelleschi didn't want to work with another artist. It's more aggressive scene than the Ghiberti. It feels more dangerous. It feels more emotionally powerful. We'll look at how everyone lifted up the throat of Esau and has the knife forged in his neck. This is a terrifying moment. Look at the way of that the angel actually grabbed Abraham. He's physically stopping the act of sacrifice, and compare that to Ghiberti, whose angel is more reserved, who does not bring down his arm to physically restrain Abraham. Brunelleschi's angel swept in from the left, parallel to the background frame of the sculpture. Ghiberti, on the other hand, like the angel, seems to emerge from the bronze in the background, giving us the sense of depth that I think he carried through in the rest of the sculpture in a successful way. The figure of Isaac is beautiful and is almost freestanding. His torso curved ever slightly, creating an unexpected kind of elegance, even in scene of violence. And with Brunelleschi, we don't have the sense of classical beauty, but rather figure that is violently controlled, and we see that in Abraham as well. Now the other important thing is that the panel is essentially cast as one piece, with only a couple of small exceptions, but it wasn't in need of the extensive soldering. The other major is the aspect to Ghiberti is practical. Ghiberti used less bronze. He was a more skilled metalworker. He trained with goldsmiths and so had one. It would have simply cost much less money to produce the doors, and so the jury chose Ghiberti. And we are lucky that they did, because he produced one of the most important sculpture programs in early Renaissance period.